WISD Local 6.
We all work hard to support our families, and you want to get the money you've earned.
But millions of workers nationwide don't get the pay they're promised. It's called wage theft. We started looking into this after the Kentucky Labor Cabinet confirmed it was investigating wage theft claims at Fleming Furniture in Paducah. Local 6's Ashley Sanchez shows us how wage theft could be impacting you.
80,000 pounds in tow. Calvin Rideout transports freight through Kentucky to support his family.
It's stressful, you know, making sure everything goes right.
It's even more stressful when you don't receive a paycheck for doing the job and you have bills to pay.
That's how I live, you know, it's paycheck to paycheck, and it's rough whenever you're expecting a paycheck and you don't get it.
In October, Rideout left a job at the trucking company SR Payne & Son in Waverly, Kentucky. Weeks went by and he never received his last 2 weeks of pay, almost $2,000.
I do work hard for my money and I expect to get it.
Rideout is one of 12,000 cases of wage theft the Kentucky Labor Cabinet resolves in an average year. On top of that, the U.S. Department of Labor collected more than $10 million last year to give to Illinois, Kentucky, and Tennessee wage theft victims.
So it can come in a lot of different forms. It can come in failing to pay the minimum wage, failing to pay overtime, not paying the agreed upon.
Kentucky Equal Justice Center attorney Mackenzie Cantrell spends time at the Capitol advocating for victims across the state and representing them in court.
Wage theft is usually not only affecting one worker, it's usually affecting everyone in the workplace.
In November, the Labor Cabinet confirmed it was investigating complaints by Fleming Furniture employees. Employees received a letter dated November 4th informing them they would no longer receive their health care coverage. But when I reached out to the employees' group insurance provider, Anthem Blue Cross, a spokesperson told me its contract with Fleming Furniture had been terminated not 1 or 2, but 3 months earlier on August 1st. Multiple employees have told me months later that money was still coming out of their paychecks for insurance. This picture shows a paycheck from October for an employee who chose not to speak on camera. More than $51 for the group insurance came out of this employee's check that month alone, along with other supplemental insurance employees say they no longer had.
Danny Kelly.
The store's owner, Danny Kelly, is charged with 10 felony charges stemming from separate complaints from customers who never received furniture. His attorney, Mark Bryant, says Kelly sent 2 checks totaling $12,000 to the Labor Cabinet last week for money owed to employees.
We didn't even want to dispute anything. We just wanted to pay them.
Anything that's hard on our economy is going to be hard on taxpayers.
If you feel you're a victim of wage theft, Cantrell advises you to start by reaching out to your state's labor department and talk to an attorney about what's happening in your workplace. Truck driver Calvin Rideout reported his case and got his money a few weeks later. The Labor Cabinet would not comment on whether Kelly's checks cover all the health insurance claims made by employees. The U.S. Department of Labor won't confirm or deny whether it's investigating this store. The Kentucky Equal Justice Center says if you want to prevent this from happening to you, know your employer, research them before taking the job. Also keep records of how many hours you've worked and compare them to your paychecks.
Well, if you think you or someone you know may be a victim of wage theft,